Hello. Just
Hi.
so you know, I was just your stand-in for
Want
the
me to hold this?
Sure, that'd be
Okay.
cool. All right, thank you. Yeah, she just asked me to stand in for you for the photos there a minute ago. So.
Well,
Yeah.
I learned quite a long time ago that bald guys with glasses, we are interchangeable.
That's what I did stand up about that years ago. Once you take the hair away, nobody can tell apart. I get Jeff Bezos, I get Jean-Luc Picard. It doesn't matter.
So right before the pandemic, I was sitting outside having a cup of coffee at a coffee shop in LA,
Yeah.
and this man came up to me so emotional, and he said, "Your music means so much to me." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." He's like, "No, your music has gotten me through some of the hardest times in my life." And I was like, "Wow, thank you." And then he said, "Losing My Religion is my favorite song of all time." And I was like, I just let him go. I was like, I didn't try to correct him because he was having this very emotional moment.
He can tell everyone he met Michael Stipe now. And
Yep.
it's like, I love his vegan tattoo. And they're like, wait,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, exactly. Sure. Well, that was nice of you not to break his heart. And that was smart of you to bring a dog here because, that's a good way to promote your movie, right?
I didn't think of it that way. I thought of it. So Bagel, there are very few people on the planet that I truly love.
Yeah.
Bagel is one of them.
Bagel's a person?
It's a good question. There's a lot of legal talk about personhood. They're now granting personhood to rivers. Rivers have been granted personhood. And it's a big question about animals are not human, but could they have the personhood rights?
Right.
And that is a good segue to the movie, because the movie is a very activist-driven look at the history of punk rock and animal rights.
That's great. So what do you hope the movie achieves?
Well, my ultimate goal is for humans to no longer use... Yeah.
You're a person now. You excited?
The ultimate goal is to do whatever I can and use whatever resources I have to end the use of animals by and for humans. I think that animals, to state the obvious, are sentient beings entitled to their own God-given lives without the violent imposition of human will.
And do you think by using punk music to tell the story, people will be like, oh, okay, it's kind of rough, cool people, that it's not just like it'll make veganism cool?
Well, part of it is that strange history. Like, a lot of old people like me who grew up in the punk rock world just know that a lot of the animal rights movement comes from the world of punk rock. But outside of us few old punk rockers, very few people know that a huge part of the history of punk rock is animal rights. And so the movie looks at that history, but also sort of looks at that punk rock ethos of questioning everything, and not questioning arbitrarily, but just questioning from a place of reason and critical thinking. And if institutions don't conform to your values, you reject them and you replace them with something better.
I love it. I feel like I'm going to have to think about that for a while, and I'll get back to you after it digests and ask some more questions. Awesome. Well, you've got the whole line to
Okay,
talk to, so
well, here, I'll give you your mic back.
thank you so much. Thank you for interviewing me. Thanks a lot.